Yes, they actually flew. And no one believed they would. These weren't just strange aircraft, they were ideas that should have failed, but somehow they didn't. Welcome to the Industrial Archive, and this is part 2 of the planes that were supposed to fail. It started with a simple question. What if symmetry isn't necessary? The NASA AD-1 looked like a mistake, a straight fuselage with a wing twisted diagonally across it. But this wasn't random. The concept came from Robert T. Jones, who believed that rotating a wing mid-flight could reduce drag at high speed. So NASA built it, a lightweight experimental aircraft capable of physically rotating its wing while flying. At low angles, it felt normal, but as the wing moved, the aircraft began to behave differently. Control became harder. Balance felt unfamiliar. Pilots described it as strange, almost uncomfortable. And yet, the data proved something remarkable. At certain angles, it was more efficient than traditional designs. It looked wrong, but it worked. And that idea that wrong might actually be better didn't stop there. And if wrong could work, what if you removed the aircraft entirely? That's exactly what Stanley Hiller tried to do. The Hiller VZ-1 Pawnee wasn't really an aircraft in the traditional sense. There was no cockpit, no fuselage around the pilot, just a platform, and a human standing on top of it. Beneath his feet, ducted rotors generated lift. And control? It came from the body. Lean forward, you move forward. Lean back, you slow down. It sounded dangerous, but surprisingly, it worked. Test pilots reported stability at low altitude, almost like balancing naturally. But the higher you went, the less forgiving it became, because here, there was no separation between human and machine, no protection, no margin for error. It was the purest form of flight, and also one of the riskiest. But simplifying flight like this was only one extreme. Because on the other side, some engineers chose the opposite path entirely. Instead of simplifying flight, they tried to control it completely. The Curtiss-Wright VZ-7 was built by Curtiss-Wright with a clear goal: remove the runway, replace it with pure vertical lift. 4 ducted fans mounted in a rigid frame, pushing air downward to keep the aircraft suspended. And it worked. The machine could hover, take off vertically, stay in place, but control was another story. Unlike the platform before it, this wasn't intuitive. Every small movement required correction. Every imbalance had consequences. Pilots described it as sensitive, constantly demanding attention. It wasn't about feeling flight anymore. It was about managing it. And the more control you add, the more complex things become, which raises a bigger question. What happens when you try to do everything at once? That was the vision of Robert Bartini. The Beriev VVA-14 wasn't designed for one purpose, but many. Take off from water, fly at low altitude, use ground effect for efficiency. It was a hybrid of ideas combined into a single machine. The design was unlike anything else. Multiple engines, wide unconventional structure, a form that didn't follow traditional aerodynamics. It wasn't just complex, it was overwhelming, and yet it showed promise. But when Bartini died, the project lost its direction because no one else fully understood the system he had imagined. The aircraft was never completed, not because it failed, but because it asked too much from engineers, from pilots, and from reality itself. And maybe that's the pattern. These aircraft didn't fail because they were wrong. They struggled because they pushed too far. So which one would you trust, and which one should have never flown? If you enjoyed this documentary, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. It really helps bring more stories like this to life.